What it do, people? What it do? Uh-oh. I know why you can't hear me. Hold on. There we go. Now I can hear. Anyway, check it out. I want to get this thing started because I know that there are some people who are going to see this on the replay, so I don't want to make the beginning part too long. We're going to dive right in, but I think there's something important. Today we are going to be setting up this bad boy, unboxing it, and yeah, I don't know if it's just you, but when I get one of these joints in the mail and I get the let's call it crappy box version, that kind of irritates me. Somebody in the warehouse, this product is brand new, so it wasn't sitting anywhere else. This was the one that was on the bottom of the pile that got all dragged around because, warehouse workers don't care. And the only reason why I say that would irritate me, number one, I keep my boxes. I probably shouldn't, but I do. And I just know in Japan it wouldn't happen like that. It would be sitting on something that doesn't get dragged around the floor. Like you just go do a Google search on like Japan Moving Company and see how they move people's furniture, and you'll understand what I mean. Like you'll never see that, and that's somebody's paying what $400 for this box. Why do I got to get a crappy box? Anyway, let me stop soapboxing. I want to take you guys and show you something I think is very important to do before you do these things, and let's say what's up. Oh, look at here. First thing, what's happening, Mr. Camera Junkie is now a member. I appreciate you, bruh. I don't have member sounds yet, but I'm going to build that today, and you will see. All right, cool. What's up, Bic? Let's get it twisted. All right, so I want to jump over to my browser first because something that actually yesterday working with Paul and Alec, we talked about this a little bit. I don't know of a better way. I normally would just use Apple Free Flow and do this on my iPad, but I wanted to make it completely accessible to you guys, so I'm going to do this way, okay? So let's go and do something with the whiteboard. I want to say try this whiteboard. And I like this one because it has dots, okay? So I just trust me, this process will help you. So you don't have to get as psycho as I did. Where's my uploads? And grab your uploads. But I'm going to drop in my Mac Studio, right? I'm going to put that over here in the corner and make it just a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to grab this Rodecaster Duo. I'm going to call it Rodecaster Pro Duo about 7 times. Don't do that. That's not what it's called. It's just the Rodecaster Duo. And then I'm going to put my SM7B over here and, make that a little bit smaller. And just in case, I'm going to throw the old pod mic there. And let's put these on this side because that's where the XLR ports are. And, make them just a wee bit smaller. And again, you don't have these assets, fam. I just downloaded them from Google. Like, let's not even start tripping. I straight just pulled it from Google. I'm going to grab my headphone port here. And then all you're going to want to do, and just trust me, fam, this will make your job easier. Now, this is going to look a little weird because these are the draw versions. I would probably go in and get actual arrows, but in the beginning, just help yourself out so that you understand what is what. It will make your whole process a heck of a lot easier. So I'm going to take this one and then come and put it over there like that. And then I'm going to, let's go in here real quick and see if they have it. If not, I have it. They do have it. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this in here because I know for a fact that I am going to want to route the Discord to number 2, right? So let's click here. Let's go back to my draw button. And then I'm going to switch this. Can you switch the color? Yeah, you can. I'm going to switch the color on this to just the blue Discord thing. And I'm going to draw this here. And I'm just putting it in there. Now, on this left and right, just to show you how I did it, I have KRK SB Classic 5. Boom. KRK SB Classic 5. Yes, I did buy the Raiders colored version. Deal with me. Deal with me now. Right? And so this is what I want. But, I mean, out of pure laziness, I will check and see. I'm going to just Guitar Center is good for like obfuscating images, but I can put this here. Normally, what I do is when I'm in the Google search, I hit on tools, I go to color, I hit transparent to make sure that I get a ping. And none of the transparency ones show the Raiders color version, whatever, not that big a deal. As you know, Canva will drop it out. So let me just plop this in here, right? And then you don't have to do this. This is just me tweaking, but I'm a big believer in the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So I'm not going to half-ass half-ass my pictures, right? And so I'm going to put one here, and I'll go back in and clean this up later and probably use actual arrow lines. But if you start out with this, as dumb as this sounds, if you start out with this will make your life a heck of a lot easier because you will know what you're plugging into what. And it's going to help you with audio routing later. So I suggest you start here. This is my general setup, and we'll just call that. You know what I'm saying? We'll call that that. Yeah, you definitely don't want to sit there and tweak out on it forever, but the visual will help you because where everybody gets jacked when they're setting their stuff up is not understanding what's routing to what. Now, second part of this situation is we need to go wireless. That's a camera, Doc. We need to go wireless because if we don't go wireless, y'all won't be able to hear nothing. No, he's stupid. What the heck did I do with that? Here we go. All right, let's not go silly, messing with things. Oh my God, Marine X, man. Listen, I got something to show you. I got this new. Oh, I left that on. Somewhere in here, it's actually making that noise because as I was messing around the other day, I got to check these here scenes. I was messing around the other day doing stuff, and I was showing somebody how to do the super chat thing, and I left it on. It's hiding in one of these scenes somewhere. That's super funny, and I have no idea where I hit it because I was just showing somebody how to do it. Hold on, let me look for it real quick because that would have been cool. So there's that. No, I normally don't do that in my shows, as you know. So it's really funny that I left it on somewhere when I was teaching somebody how to do this the other day. Give me 1 second. I'm just sitting here tweaking, looking through all of the scenes to see where it's at. Oh, where did you hide that, sir? Damn, I just went through all of those. It's not in there. It's not in there. Not there. Oh, you know what I just figured out we need, folks? We need to be able to do a search for where a widget exists because it's in here somewhere and I have no idea where it is. But it just made that noise. So I know it's in here somewhere. That's hilarious. Okay. Anyway, let me stop messing with this. I'll figure it out at a different time. It was worth the shot. It was worth the shot. Thank you, Marine X. I appreciate you, bruh. Maybe I have the tab open somewhere. Nope, don't have the tab open. So yeah, it's in here somewhere. Anyway, I'm gonna mic up real quick because as I disconnect all of this stuff, you won't be able to hear nothing. Ain't gonna hear nothing. Actually, yeah, I want to have it. I was gonna just plug the Pog mic again, but I'll use these instead, just due to the fact that it's easier. Number one, and I'm gonna be moving around and hitting things. So. First of all, big shout out to my man Jimmy Hicks. Dang, Rich, it's in there somewhere, bro. I just don't know where the heck it went. That's crazy. I probably should have used the Rode Wireless Go 2 since I'm doing the other Rode product, but hey, I have both of them. This is not a slight against the Rode Wireless Go. But when I have a choice to grab one or the other, 9 times out of 10, I'll grab the DJI. I don't know what that says. Don't get mad at me, Rode. I still love you. But it's something about the size of the DJI. All right. You know what? Oh, you guys are having fun. For the purpose. You know what? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delete everything except for what I'm using, and then see what happens. No, this actually I bought this, Luis, from James, so it was on purpose this time. Put that here. Put this here. Grab all the rest of this. This is the look of your face when you're trying to do something that you know what you're doing, but you don't know what you're doing. How about that? How about that? That's what this look is. This is the look of the face of a confused strimmer. It has to be in all scenes somewhere for it to keep making that noise. That's the part that's funny to me. All right, so I got all of these. And what I'm going to do is select these bad boys and move them out. And of course, because I have so many, it's going to take a second. All right, and then I'm going to delete all of these. So now that should do it. And we'll see what happens. If it becomes a problem, don't worry, I'll fix it off in post. But anyway, let's get started. Let's do this thing. I want to make sure that everybody that came to see how to set this bad boy up can get what they want. You know what I'm saying? Try to make this job a heck of a lot easier. Okay, so in theory, that's out of the way. If not, I'll go and find it. It's in here somewhere. Somewhere in all of my noise, there is a widgety scene somewhere over the rainbow. So let's go to here and switch into this mic. Hopefully you guys can hear me. One, two, 1, 2. There we go. Now you guys should hear me. All right, I can move this out the way. I think you can hear me. No, the transfer is not heavy on the shirt at all. That looks really bad. It's not that kind of show. The transfer is not heavy on the shirt at all, Rich. I really, really like this. I was actually pretty impressed. All right, so we're gonna hit that. Bam. Here's the Rodecaster Duo. Let me move this out of the way and be sad about my irritating box. Oh, I see. All right, there's that. I discovered that I chipped the tip of my Microtech. It really irritates me. So I have to send it to get ground and fixed. I don't have time to do that myself. All right, so here's the Rodecaster Duo. Let's see what's inside the old box here. Welcome to Next Level Audio. It comes with telling you need a PSA 1, a pod mic, and some NTH100 headphones. Has the little plastic doohickey here. As you can see, there is a VESA mount on the back. Lift here. So we lift up here, and you'll see there is the power cord complete with the Mickey Mouse adapter and a stiff cable, which you know I'm never fitting to use. A guide, and then More stuff in here. This is the keyed Mickey Mouse cable. You have to know that if you, for some reason, you try to use the other kind of Mickey Mouse cables where these are closer together, it won't have a big enough slot. So you got to make sure you keep this the right one. In my particular case, I'm not going to use this power supply here. And as you can see, it is keyed right there because I already have it down there from the Rodecaster Pro. So I'm just going to use that one because it's already in place and under the table and properly managed. Okay, so we can get this out the way. Come over here, pull this out. And just out of curiosity, let's see what they wrote in the card. Power firmware load, check. Analog audio connections, check. You guys can't see that. It's too balanced, too much white. There we go. Digital wireless connection, check. Touchscreen, button controls, SD card, display screen, encoder knobs, faders, smart pads, top body case, serial number label, connectors. You know what? I don't see products do this. I think this is good because you know what sucks is when you get something brand new from the factory and it ain't straight, you know? So I don't know about y'all, but I appreciate the heck out of this, Rode. I think this is a touch. I'm gonna actually keep that and make it short. I think that is a very appreciative situation. Now, whenever I plug in the mixer, you know, it came out of the box sort of in presentation mode. Whoever checked it last, they left it like that. Always pot this kind of stuff down. These potentiometers are infinity twist, so they don't have a bottom per se. It's digitally coded that's the bottom and that's the top. But I always make sure I bring any faders down and turn any knobs anti-clockwise to make sure that they're all good in the hood. Okay, looking at my Gucci, it's about that time. Right here on the top situation, let me move this chill. Make my head just a wee bit smaller. You'll see we got our 9-volt, 3-amp power input. This is a Kensington lock in case you live somewhere that's kind of steely. Here's the power situation here. Ethernet situation, a place to plug the SD card. And then you have your 1, your 2. These are your inputs, computer 1, computer 2. You have headphone 1, headphone 2. You have left and right output to speakers, right? And then you, wow, my voice just cracked like I went through puberty. And then you have 2 and 1 combi jacks, Nutrix connectors. They can be used as 1/4 inch input or they can be used as XLR input. They did bring back the front. Those of us who like to have the headphone port in the front, they brought it back. I have a love-hate with it in the front. At first, when the Rodecaster Pro 2 took it off, I was like, that's irritating as shit. I kind of like it there. But now that I have my cable routed and I have my little extendo where I can pop it out, pop it back in, I don't really care. The other thing that having it in the front, it doesn't allow the keyboard to rest all up on it like I got here. See, the keyboard is rested properly on there. Man, Siri, what you did? Uh-oh. I done did something stupid. Yeah, the key. Ain't nobody talking to you. Man, I pressed something by accident, and then Siri, everything just moved all over the place. Oh, I don't know how I did it, but I just turned my machine into mirror mode. Let me fix this real quick. I do not like mirror mode. Yo, what could I have pressed on the keyboard to switch to mirror mode? I cannot stand this look. Hold on. Sorry, people. Sorry, people. Displays and use as the main display. Use as the main display. Stop mirroring. Okay, that's back. I don't know what kind of keyboard shortcut I hit that kicked it into mirror mode, but that, my friend, was hella weird. That was super hella weird. Okay, make sure we're still live. We're still live. All right, long as we ain't lose nobody. That would have been like a wee bit scary. All right, cool. So now we're ready. I'm gonna take my keyboard and kind of sort of move it out the way to give us a little bit more space to work. And hopefully I don't need to type nothing at any, particular point in this juncture. I'm gonna slide the old Streamer X forward, and I've come to the conclusion that, hold on. What the heck? Hold on. There you go. I've come to the conclusion that I'm stupid. I did not put the other capture card in place, so when I unplug the Streamer X, the camera's gonna go off for a second. So let me put in another capture card real quick. What a dummy. I totally forgot about that because, again, I'm using the power from the Rodecaster to power this Streamer X. And as soon as I kill that power, we are going to lose camera. He's stupid. Yes, Rich, exactly. Oh, I know what to do, Rich. Here we go. Check it out. Check it out, Rich. Dun, 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 dun. We'll just rock overhead camera because that's nothing to do with this. Okay, so let me pull this. You guys can still hear me. Okay, you can still hear me. Man, for a second, it stopped thinking because it didn't know what to do. Pull this camera, headphone, XLR. So here's this. This is out of the, boom. And Kevin, you know I have backup cam link, so let me do that real quick. I like the fact that you guys know me enough to know that I have my backup cam link in the mix right here, like ready to go. Thank you, Kev. All right, so let me plug this here. Actually, that is not the 4K one, but that's all right. We're not going to sweat it. Hopefully, it doesn't do anything weird. All right, so the cam link is now returned. Let's see, does it bite? The cam link is not happy. It is not happy. You're right, Kevin. Of course, it's either on the desk or on the cart. The 4Ks, the cam link 4Ks are in the other room. However, what I also have in here is the, what do you call that? Game capture? Here, let's use this one. This one, much better idea. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right, so let me switch to the old game capture. The hell with you, Camlink, you piece of shizen. And then put the old game capture here and see if it bites. Game capture. Now we are cooking with Pam. Yes, sir. Take that, bastard. All right, here we go. So let's start plugging the SM7B into one. Okay. I'm going to take my speakers and get my cable linked back from my speakers. It seemed to be stuck on something. But I was using this dumb adapter. I can take this off. So this is right and left, okay? So I'm gonna go, left is the top one, right is the bottom end. And then here's my headphone jack. And then this, it says RCP2, but you know what it is today. Actually, let me plug in my Ethernet is short, but here's my Ethernet cable. Then I want to use my data cable next. And then RCP. Power. Okay, now we're all cooking with Pam. So, power this baby on. Samuel, what is up, my brother? We letting it power on. It's America. F yeah. All right, it's powering on. It's doing that. It says Rodecaster Duo. I like it. So you just press the blue button, and then we're going to select Japanese. All right, so 23/71/6/31/10. It's almost correct. It's on Australia time. Now, note this. I want you to note this. Whenever I select a button here, you want whatever turns green, this rotary encoder is adjusting that. So I want to go -10. Not illusions. Hallway. All right. I don't know about y'all, but I like 24-hour. So now it is, let me do something because I'm weird. You know, you guys got to know your man's is weird like that. I just missed it. Let's set this for 30. Okay, we can do 25. No, we better do 30 because I can see better. And 1, 2, 3, go. Now it's accurate. Okay. Yeah, I'm weird. I know. I'm sorry. Let's show the date and time on the home screen for show. And then go to the next one. You don't have to be that psycho. That's just me. I got a wired connection. It's going to want to do an update. So we go ahead and say update now and let it download the firmware. And as you can see, it's going a little crazy right now while it's downloading the firmware. It is in there. It is going. It's quick. That's because I got that good download. Don't worry. We got you. Big store. Yo, what it do? What it do? I appreciate you. Mooney, good to see you, fam. You know, Sammy, I'm going to say if you have the 2, you don't really need it. But here's what a lot of people are doing. Because the 2 takes up so much space, and because the 2 is so much bigger, but they only use a portion of it, you can sell your 2. I don't need this. You can sell your 2 for a pretty decent clip and get the Duo just because it's smaller, lighter, less desk space. You're going to be in a dorm. You need a smaller one. I know for certain I will probably drag this guy on the road more than I want to drag that on the road. Get it? But the backpack fixed the big one. So I have to do some adjustments. But I kind of like this compact nature, right? I could easily see myself packing this in the old Sudi case. But if it's just me and I know I'm not going to do an event where we need to set up an Ecamm booth, this is it. This is going to be my go-to road accessory, not that road accessory, but road as an accessory. It's just going to be this bad boy right here. I'm just saying. All right, so we almost back with the Duo. She is almost finished doing her thing. Deuce. Your new name is going to be Deuce. I like to name my products. And you was there, and then you went away. Since you've been gone. All right, let's see. It's almost kicking. Oh, good, good. I see. Sammy says starting from the gate. Oh, while it's booting, let me do this real quick. That was cute, right? All right, let's get started. So, one of the things I had as a question straight out the gate, but I think I'll try it secondarily. Actually, no, you know what? I had a curiosity because I want to save people time if you already have a Rodecaster Duo. And I talked briefly with Alec and Paul about this yesterday, but here's my thought process. If I want to see if I can load my show from this to this. So I just slid it in. All right. And it says that I have 12 hours and some change. So if I hit this gear and go to show and say import, and I have my last studio saved was January 26th, right? And then so my last studio setup was January 26th. Let me go ahead and press that and see what happens. Wow. I think that worked. Look, all my stuff is accurately lined up, right? My headphones. Yeah, I think it's accurately lined up. I'm just hearing a lot of noise in my headphones, but that's just because the volume for that was loud. So for everybody, you know what? I still want to blank this out and go back to setting it up brand new. But for those of you who are wondering if it would pick up what you previously had, it does. Hey, listen, fam, I don't know about y'all, but to me, that's dope. Now, there was nothing actually set up on the other two faders, so it easily ignored it. I'm assuming if you had those other two faders, it would be there. But actually, if I dip back into the skip, you'll see that mic number 2 is here, but on here it's virtual because I didn't really need mic number 2, right? I wasn't really using mic number 2 like that. And I got mic number 4 set up on the virtual. And again, that's only there because at some point in time when we were at a show, some show that I did, I actually put that there. So I tell you what, if you already have your Rodecaster Pro set up, fret not. Don't think this is going to be too much of a challenge because it accepted the saved profile. Now, here's another thing. I just want to ask you seriously, how many of you guys that have a Rodecaster Pro have never saved your show profiles? If you do, if you have a Rodecaster Pro and it's set up and it's working for you now, do yourself a favor, grab an SD card and save your show. Here's how you do it. You press this guy right here. So we go to the main menu, you hit on show, and then you say export, right? You can change the image, you can change the name, right? You can do whatever you want. So go ahead and change this name. I'm going to change this name to DEUCES, deuces, right? And then if you want to change the image, you got a bunch of different images in here. I like the gold medallion. There's a name for that. It's definitely not gold medallion, but you can save that. And it even recognizes my 9 recordings that I had from my previous show. So if you are in a situation where that's fitting to work for you, make sure you do that, right? Go ahead and save that. Whether you have a Rodecaster 1 or 2, 2 or 3. Sorry, 2 or Duo. Jesus. Let me go to system real quick and go to information and check for update. Okay, firmware is up to date. So we're gravy on that there. If you anything else you need to pick up on if you want to see more info, don't forget you can scan the QR code. In the old one, it was out here, but a new one is inside here. So now we're gravy. Now we're good gravy. Again, my network is connected. Everything is set up there. I don't need MIDI. Date and time is set. Language is set. Whatever. Let's go back into here. What I am going to do, just to make this fair, because I don't want no one to say, oh, man, you cheated. Let me see if I can douche it back to factory, whatever. I'm going to say erase and reset. All right. I definitely, I just wanted to erase it and reset it so that way we can actually build it from the gate in case somebody doesn't. It would be really dumb for me to show you how to set it up and all I did was load my old show because it worked, right? Yeah, that's a good one. They often, especially right now with the 4th of July weekend, there's probably some kind of sales going on. Yo, Mr. Brown, what is up, my good fellow? So again, while this thing is rebooting, let me just take you over here. Anybody that rolled in late, one of the first things I did was just build myself a rudimentary diagram of how I was going to connect it up. And I got that all set up right here. So do yourself a favor when you get opportunity to, while you're waiting for the shipping to come in, set yourself somewhat of a rudimentary matrix so that you know what you're plugging into what, so you can know what you're setting up, okay? So that's just me, but trust me, it will come in handy. All right, so now we back here. Let's just go here. I'll hit English. I'll worry about my date and time setup later. It should be still accurate. It looks like it is. I'll go ahead and hit that. No, I don't want Wi-Fi. I want wired. I'm wired. Let's get started. Okay. So do you want to say in usage statistics? I say yes. Resource statistics? I say yes. Why? That's how they get the information to make the product better. I don't know why people be scared. None of your personal information is going to be in the mixer. Okay. Now, you can go through the default. You can go through the setup wizard. Oh, turns out, had I did it the right way, I would have saw a button that said import to show. So anyway, let's go to setup wizard, right? And then the setup wizard will provide you step-by-step instructions for configuring your device. Let's go to next. Warning, equipment feature headphones out that can reduce high volume levels. Listening it might damage your ear. Luckily, I turned it down already. One thing that's cool about the new device, I don't know if you can see this, but as you crank, it's hard to show you this, as you crank the potentiometer, the LED follows with it, right? So if I turn this down, the pink is gone. Pink is gone. As you turn it up, it goes with it. Same with the 2 output. As you turn it down, right? I love the fact that the meter is actually on the potentiometer. Sorry, let's use rotary encoder because that's what people call it these days. Anyway, I love that feature. Let's do that. So all your faders to unity. This is the little white line to which you see right here on the side. That is your unity gain. If you've been to any of my audio workshops, I always tell you, set it to unity gain and adjust accordingly. Right? I always tell you guys that. So, boom. Let's go here. Now, it says getting started. Ensure that the headphones are all set to a minimum level. All right, we did that. I mentioned that when we opened the box. I always set everything to low. And then, here's your combi inputs, right? So we're going to set this up. The rear common inputs can be used to connect microphones, instruments, line level sources. The front TRRS jack can be used to connect a wired headset. Boom. So we're going to input selection 1 is fixing to be a microphone. Why, yes. And then input selection 2 is fixing to be a microphone. Why, yes. And input selection 3 is fixing to be none. Why, yes. That is me. All right. We're square there. Now we're going to go ahead and press next. I just use, yes, I use quarter inch to XLR. But for this level of stuff in the studio of this level, it's different. The advantage of connecting to the XLR is balanced versus unbalanced, but that's a conversation for nerds. All right, so microphone 1, we are going to look inside the selection here, and we have dynamic, condenser, pod mic, broadcaster, podcaster, NT1, NT1A, RE30, SM7 Bravo. So we're going to select SM7 Bravo. Check. Okay, now here I am checking my gate. And if you look at my gate, I am hitting the yellow, but I'm staying within inside the green gate. I think this is going to be fine. If you want to know more information about microphone technique, I highly suggest you scan this bad boy here. I'm going to assume that this is, golden. So let's just call this a day, and then we're going to hit next. Now, you guys remember, you're not hearing that here. You're listening to this little guy, okay? Once I get it set up, then you know what it'd be, right? But I just didn't want to confuse you that, wow, that sounded weird. That didn't sound like that, because it's still the little baby right here. You know what I mean? All right, let's get back in here. So it says, do you want to add any presents, right? You have these presets, neutral, podcast, studio, broadcast. I'm going to do, you can adjust this later. Let's just go broadcast because, I'm weird like that. Okay, so now my microphone 2 is going to be a pod mic. And I'm not going to set the volume right now because it's not plugged in. I'll also set that to broadcast. And then it says, do you want to connect Bluetooth device such as a smartphone or whatever? I'll do that later. Boom. Now, USB 1 can be used as a stereo input multi-channel output device. Check. USB 1 chat can be mixed minus for use with communications act. Check. And then USB 2 can be used for an additional input. Check. Okay, so we got that. It's just giving us instructions. So here's what we're fixing to do. Let's do our channel assignments. Right now, the blue channel, channel 3, is assigned to Bluetooth. Me not need that, So we're going to take USB. Well, let's put the chat there. I like my chat on the button, right? And that is green. So I'm going to take my other USB 1 and put it there. Okay, so now what's happening is, what this means, this fader will control my Mac noise. This fader will control interview guests, Discord, things of that nature. This fader will control the secondary mic. Actually, right now, I don't even need the secondary mic. So watch this, gangster. I'm going to put that there and put this here and put this here. So now, the way I have this set up is microphone, interview guest, Macintosh, special effects sounds. Okay? These two colors are a little too tight for me, so I'm going to select on this one. Let's go to the next channel. It tells you what the other smart pads are used for: sounds, special effects, mixer, actions, things of that nature. So we're going to do that, and everything is saved as a show. And we're going to rename this DEUCES. DEUCES. Hit next. I like the little dot. Okay, now you're ready to go. Now, again, I'm going to click on this. And actually, I want to go to my home, go to faders, select on this, change this to blue. There we go. Now my colors are a little bit better. Again, I know it's hella bright in here, so now my colors are better. All right, now let's switch over to the SM7B and see how is our quality. How is our quality? So switching now, I want Rodecaster Duo. There we go. All right, so now we're hearing this, all right? So now I'm going to turn up my headphone volume to where I can hear myself properly, and I can. Now I hear myself. Now remember, this is where a lot of people get messed up, right? This is loud, but they're coming in soft. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So let's go and do some more adjustments. If you look closely at my screen, right, you can see that the stuff on the mixer is there, but I want it to be a little bit more informative, right? So let's see if this matches the Big Daddy. Come inside here, and let's see. Is it on the faders? No, it's not. I forgot where I put it. I didn't put it there. They did. Let's go to System and Information. No, not there. Where is it at? Oh, Display. Here we go. We want to go to Metering. Inside the metering, me personally, always on broadcast. I think it's better. Thank you, Sammy and Marinex. This dude got jokes. All right, hold on. All right, so let's go back over here real quick. And then you'll see a couple of things happening now. There is something happening here. First of all, you can see that I'm hitting my unity gain, and you can see the red line dipping down from the top. And that's because I selected broadcast. It immediately turned on the compressor. So that thing bouncing down like that, that is the compressor. You know what I mean? Okay, so again, with the broadcast meters, let's see if I can do this for you. Hold on, I'm gonna do something really stupid. Give me a second. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug. E. Oh my God. Is it real? Oh my God. Excuse me, Dougie Fresh. Yes. It might be hard to see, but there's little numbers on there. And because of those numbers, I have a better idea of what's actually going on. So that's not going to work. Anyway, you guys know what it is. Just go, and if you have one, go and put on the broadcast meters. You'll see the numbers. The numbers will give you a better idea of what's popping. All right, so let's get back to that. Now, let's go back into here real quick, Blake. Press on this bad boy here. I'm sorry, you don't even need to do that. Just press this, the pink button right now. And then you'll see I got my mic. There's my level. Here's my processing, right? So it has the depth on, the sparkle on, and the punch on, because that was the default presets, right? So I might take this punch and back it out just a little bit. May not need that much punch because I'm Puerto Rican, all right? Then sparkle, it's going to bring up your highs and your mids a little bit more, right? So depending on your voice quality, you might want to put that up. I'm actually going to peel back sparkle just a wee bit because, again, I'm Puerto Rican. I like the depth. The depth is fine. But if you peel it out, this is what it sounds like with the depth peeled all the way out. This is what it sounds like with the depth back where they had it, all right? Now, we can go in here into effects. And you have echo reverb, you know. So if you need to add a little bit of echo, you can hit this button here. Be like, this generation rules the nation with butter shot. Yeah, why you select that? Coming in on the moon, chin on the moon. Boom, boom, mommy, migo. Rum me de boom, boom, mommy, migo. Get on, boom, down, be the mignora. See? So you know the hold on. For all of the mother, it's echo. That is what echo sounds like. Not that. Hey, what, why? Because I have a browser, tab, open. That, my friends, is not echo. This you gonna blood cloud one is what we call an echo there. Boom, cloud, you know what? Why you gonna blame Ecam for all your problems because you know can't read? Listen to me, boy. Follow me now. That is echo. All right. This has been a public service announcement from pissed off moderators. Okay. So, what you could do, though, to give yourself a slightly bigger sound is come in here and put that on really, really light, and then sort of give yourself a slightly bigger room, right? So you can take the delay and you peel it back a wee bit, and then, so what that does is it actually gives you a little bit of oomph, right? Some people like that. I personally don't, but just telling you that there's a quality in there. Now, for people who are using this thing for singing or whatever, you can go ahead and add a little reverb, right? So you come in here, where you going? Now you got yourself a little reverb. So in case you want to sing, right? This is a large hall. You might just want a small little reverb just so your thing doesn't sound so mechanical. And this is what a small reverb sounds like. Let's get you a little medium room. And here's a full plate reverb, right? And then you can adjust out to some of the low cut. So you're taking out a little bit of that BS. And we're going to peel out a little bit of the high. And you can give yourself a small wee amount of reverb, you know what I mean? If you come in here like this, that just makes it sound like the voice of reason. But some people like to add just a slight little touch of reverb to their voice because it does have a certain quality, right? To make it sound like you're in a room. So here's a small room with a smaller amount of reverb added. So what you do is you crank it up until you can physically hear it. And so we're going, it's about right there. And then you peel back about 10, 15%. So this is what your voice sounds like with a wee touch of reverb on it. And it does give a certain vocal quality. You know what I mean? And some people like that. You know what I'm saying? So you have a little bit of vocal quality to your thing, and you can give yourself a little taste of reverb, right? So let's go ahead and flick that back out. May not need them there. Because, why? Why, Luis? Why don't I need to add reverb and echo, Luis? So we're in the smart pads. We're going to effects. We're going to megaphone. Listen, my name is Timberland, and I'm going to work on this song. You know Timberland did all his joints like this. Timberland, Missy Elliott, Virginia. Freakazoid.
Freakazoid, robots, please report to the dance floor. D-O-I-T-S, rock, baby. I'll be your freakazoid.
Come on and wind me up. Hi, this is the voice of reason. I don't understand what's wrong with you. Listen. You're listening to the sounds of MC Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rob. Hit it!
There you go. Just in case you use the fruity language.
We got pitch up. Be like, I'm Sir Nose, devoid of funk. I will continue to funk.
You got Monster. To me, Monster and this one sound very similar. There you go, Luis. Puerto Rican. When you're Puerto Rican,
it's just what it is, right?
Do you have a small robot? I think this one is better. Freakazoid robots, please report to the dance floor. D-O-I-T-S. Mantronics. Oh, I know what this one is. Ox, uno, dos, cuatro, uno, due, tres, cuatro.
Trans Europe Express. Anyway, so that's your smart pad gains. So that's all in there now. Now, all we need to do is check and see if I play something from the Tubes of You, if that gives us that same gangster that we're looking for. Actually, let me go to the epidemic over here. Look, my keyboard is completely upside down, so this might take me a second because I ain't like y'all. There we go. Epidemic sounds. Hit enter. La la la. Yo, here's something bananas. Did you know that you can just drag a URL right here under the fingertips in my computer? There is a URL. It says right there. You know, you can just drag a URL, drop it into the Ecamm screen, and then turn it loose, and you get that. That's so gangsta. That is so gangsta. So we can accept that. Let's play this. Okay, so now listen. You guys can hear that. I can't. And the reason why I know you guys can hear that is because I can see the bounce in Ecamm. I can't hear that. Let me show you why. This is what we were trying to show to Paul yesterday. Somebody in here is old because they know that. Somebody here, oh, what is up, Nikki Shop? Thank you for being old enough to understand that. I appreciate somebody gets me. All right. I'm going to turn it down in Ecamm over here. But the reason why I can't hear it right now is this fader, the one that's connected to the computer, is not actually pulling my computer sound. So let me go ahead and go into Ecamm preferences and realize that I have this set wrong. If I set this to it matches, I can hear it now. You see what I'm saying? Now I can hear it. So let me do this for you again real quick. This is something that gets people mixed up, but these two guys should be the same, right? This is on stereo. This is on stereo. They should be the same. If you decide to switch this to, which is completely fine, if you switch this to chat, they got to be the same. Give me a second. It's going to think about it. All right, now we're good. That's fine, as long as they match. It's not helpful to you if they are too different, right? Now, if I crank up my system audio effect, I can hear what's coming out of the browser. You know what I'm saying? So if I switch this song, hold that thought. We have an insane jazz collection upstairs in June House, packed in the box somewhere because of Dad. We have a massively insane jazz collection. And trust me, I got a bunch of my dad's records out in the other room, and there's some incredible pieces in there, including I have a copy of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, speak English. Anyway, the main thing is make sure these two match, people. That's super important. And so to you, Paul, we had this conversation yesterday. Just make sure that when you set your USB guy up, right? Boom. You got your volume in here. Like, I can 86 this window for now. You got your volume in here. You got any processing turned off. I think you should turn off processing on the USB just so that you're not causing stuff that you hear that's not really real because it's being processing. And normally the music that you're playing from, or the sounds or whatever, the games, it's already been processed at the studio before that piece was released. Okay. So I suggest you leave it on there. And then if you need more USB sound, boom. There you go. Hey, actually, it's kind of funny. We have so much stuff that it was nothing to argue about. We just kind of knew, and I deferred everything to June because it's his call. You know what I mean? Anyway, it doesn't matter which is used. They are the same, but then they are not. Okay, Rodecaster, Rodecaster chat, whether it's Pro or Duo, and system or main. The main has everything in it, whereas the chat version has things properly mixed minused in there. Main does have channel 1 mixed minus. Chat has other things mixed minus. They're similar, but they're different. You might have to go back and forth. For the longest time, I have been just using main. And what I have been doing, which is a little hard to explain because nobody's dialed in right now, is I would mute not my microphone. My microphone was on, but I would set my microphone to hear, the other people that's talking to hear, and the computer to hear. But then, so that they wouldn't feed back into each other, I would mute that channel and that channel. So I could hear them talking to me. They could hear each other because Ecamm is processing that, and then everything else to be muted. So, hold on. Where the hell's my controller here? Let me do this. There, that makes it easier. Okay, so yeah, that's what I would do. I would go in and basically run my setup sort of like this. You know what? You need a blocker card. That ain't big enough. Let me try this bag. All right, yeah. I would set it up sort of like that, where these channels were sort of muted, and I'll turn them back off so you can see. And then now you're hearing everything. When you do this, you're isolating what you hear and then mute those two. So you might find those trick works. You could build some pretty, and then now you have a talkback channel. Sorry, you can do some really unique stuff with that. And you just gotta play with it. Yeah, I gotta make myself a flag. Boom. Yeah, man, listen, Sammy, we had this conversation yesterday. Actually, it started a while back, and I don't know if Dan is still here, but I was trying to explain to Dan why the sounds that come out of Epidemic sound so different from the stuff that's in the Stream Deck. And I guess if you just listen to music, and you're not like a music person, maybe you don't notice the difference right away until somebody points it out to you, which is fully understandable. But when you hear it, there's no way you can compare the quality of what comes out of the Stream Deck store with what comes out of, say, Epidemic or Artlist or Audios, because it's just my opinion. I don't think so. I think it's pure science. The ones that are been made for the Stream Deck legit sound 8-bit, recorded for Mario Kart video game. Like, there's not a lot of bit depth. There's not a lot of polyphony. It just has but then the ones at Epidemic, they're produced by musicians. It sounds completely different. There you go. Boom. I got some down here too, actually. Right? You know what I'm saying? When you, again, maybe it's that all of that time I spent doing concerts, running cables, whatever, like hearing live instruments. I think unless you go to shows a lot, I think a lot of people have grown up without listening to live instruments very often. But if you play one, of course, you hear it. If you're a musician, you hear it. But I bet you there's a large portion of the population that has never legit heard live instruments other than a recorder in elementary school. that's that's super sad. I love live music, man. It could be something. I mean, I could be out in Texas and we go somewhere and they got a live country band. I'll sit there and listen to it because live music is just different, you know. It is. Although when Rich took us to go, I don't remember if there was a band at Cherry Black's. No, I don't think so because I would remember that. But we went to one place to go eat at Kevin Kelly's, right? KK Kitchen, whatever. The live band was off the chain. Makai aloha kako. What is happening? All right, so let's go back. True, especially here. There's a large portion that's never even left their state. That is so, especially here. Luckily for us, Makai is in NorCal. Yeah, there wasn't a band there. But KK's was dope, dude. That was amazing music. Right? I like now to this day, Brown, I love I love musicians who still use studio musicians to do their pieces. One of the dopest things that you might not know, but it's worth listening to, and I know this man is taboo at the time, but at one point he was genius. Kanye, All of My Life, that was all brass band. But here's what's crazy about that. When he reached out to Rod Singer to produce the horn section, he told Rod Singer, I want stadium level brass section for this. This is a good example for what I was trying to explain to Dan. What he sent to Rod Singer was a tiny Casio, like portable, that he carries around with him for when he has ideas. He sent him that MIDI polyphony Casio noise, like ding 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 ding, and he sent that. And Singer was like, "What am I supposed to do with this?" But Kanye was like, "No, listen, man. Yeah, listen, man. Listen, fam. Hey, fam. I want that to sound like stadium horns." And Singer was like, "Okay, whatever." So he called in a friend of his who is a brass collector. That one guy played 20 different brass instruments and they tracked it. So what that means is he sits down and he brings out, a French horn and he goes, and then that's track one. Then they go to track two. They go to bugle. And they put it all together. So that means that person had to be able to play 20 different brass instruments, but play them so that they sync. And the guy was so dope that section, when you hear it, and I challenge everybody to go listen to it, when you hear that in the song, that one person is playing 20 different brass instruments and it's all put back together to make that iconic now. All of my life now, baby. The other thing is that chorus where you're singing, you think it's just Rihanna. No, it's Alicia Keys, John Legend, Rihanna. Like, he pulled out all of the best people to sing in that one particular part. That track is phenomenal when it's broken down. It's actually pretty psycho. Boom. Dad was still a working musician. He has some of the top players and the best recording engineers, mixed for Aerosmith, Kiss, Miles Davis, and John Lennon. Boom, there you go. That's music to listen to right there. Anyway, we got diverse. You know how it is. All right, so now the other one we want to check is this chat particular channel. So let's go hit this. Again, I have it coming in the same way. I'm not really going to know how that works until I get a call, say later today in the Discord, whatever. But yeah, it's really going to go and hook you up. All right, and then once you hear that, you'll have it. But it's coming. Dude, man, so many of the venues are disappearing. That is absolutely the truth. At this point, gang, the rest of it is about opening up your software. So I think everything is good here as far as I am. I do want to try something that's in the mix, but I haven't tried it yet. So let me do this real quick. Now, hey, where'd he go? Oh, I'm going to take this because in Theorem, you can plug USB mic directly to this piece. So I'm plugging in to USB 2 on the back here. No, it doesn't matter which one is up and down. I just do it like this. All right. And then I'm going to plug this into the butt end of this. Man, why is it so hard to do this? Okay. So the light came on. So in theory, we are good. Now, let's just try it because you can do this, right? You can dance for inspiration. You want to go back to home. And then let's just take out this. Here's my mic 2 USB. And then does that work? That doesn't work. Hold on. Let's go here. What about mic 2? I'm looking. Line in. It is a pod mic, but I'm looking to see if they have the USB on here. They do not. All right. I ain't gonna lie. I don't remember how to do this. So I have to check the software. But instead of doing it that way, let's do a Rode wireless mic. Okay, let's do that. So I'll go back and look into how to do it connected to a USB. It's just not something I would do. Like if you have an XLR mic and an XLR mixer, like you do it. But I know it's possible. I just never did it. So I thought now would be the time to try. Turns out requires reading instructions. Here's one of this. Oh, thank you, Kev. Appreciate you, boss. I checked the update. I did it. But yeah, I'll look at also we'll pull up Road Central in a second. So we want the transmitter. Hopefully we got power here. Just out of curiosity, no, it doesn't work. We hit that. It says no device paired. Let's pair a new device. Okay, that's on. Once it's blinking, actually, I might not have enough power on this one. There it is. It's paired. So now we can go here. And I'm going to mute this. There we go. Now we're cooking with Pam. So you guys can hear that this is actually the wireless mic now. I can put this on the table real quick. Hold on. It doesn't stand very well because there's a button on the bottom. I can take this off. And I think, again, something that's just dope. As much as I love my DJIs, they can't do this, right? So I can take this guy and let's just stick it on this cable in a manner that works. Yeah, I'm cross-eyed. My bad. All right, there we go. So now I can just hang this here, and this does work. And in the headphones, it sounds okay. If it doesn't sound okay to you guys, I can always give it a little bit more level. But just remember, when you introduce more level, you introduce more noise. So that's a thing. But once you're done, you just pop out of here, go back to one, and 2 XLR and 2. You know what, Kevin? I know it can do this. this is probably going to sound a little off-putting because actually it's the same latency. So there's air, there's space, but it's not like it doesn't have that weird phase shifting. So I guess that works, but I don't think you can I don't know if you can pair two. Let's try this though. Let's do something silly. Actually, no. My other wireless is, hold that thought, Kevin. Let's see. Kevin wants to break every stuff. So if it's broken, it's Kevin's fault. I'm just saying. Let's go to USB 2. We go to faders and virtual channel USB 2. Nah. That doesn't work. Let's try this one. Nope. Brain cells. Raindrops. Drop tops. No, this one cannot. You know why, Kevin? Because I only have mic 1 and mic 2. So what I'm going to do is temporarily kill mic 1. No, cancel that. Cancel that. I'm going to go back here to mic 1 and then go to wireless and then pair another mic. Mic 1. Microphone check 1, 2. What is this? It's hard to see the lights underneath the fro. Homie is dead. Him dead too. Hold on, we get some electricity. Oh, there it is. All right, so here's 2. 1, 2. So you can put 2 wireless mics because in theory, this one is on 2. So you can run 2 wireless mics, but you're not gonna do, I didn't know Keely was here. Every time I bust out a Quest lyrics, oh, then Keely comes back with the other half. I love you, Kills. So yes, Kevin, you can do 2 wireless mics, but you're not going to do 2. You cannot just make them input. So unfortunately, yeah, it's not working. Now, if you can figure out this other USB, which again we'll test in a second, that would probably work. But yeah, that's a further testing situation. But good question. Let's go back to SM7B, and then I can turn this back off. Man, you don't even understand. You absolutely don't even understand. It's kind of incredible. Oh, yeah, let me turn this off. We don't need this either. I'm voluming you down. All right, cool. So now we're just back to SM7B action, and that works. Man, now that it's in my head, back on the days of the boulevards of Linden, I used to kick routines and my present was fitting. It was I, the abstract in me, the 5-footer. I kicks the mass style slip off the Frankfurter. Yo, Fife, you remember that routine that we used to kick spiffy like Mr. Clean? I'll just leave the rest for Kills. So dope. All right, so This is in there like wares of swimming. And last thing I want to do is pull up the old Rode app just to see what's popping there. So I need to put this in place and then bring out the old keyboard again. It just, hey, not even tripping. It just looks better in my space because of its diminutive size. It just do. Yes, I'm weird. No, JP can't help you there, bro. Can't help you there. All right, so let's bring up the Rode app. Rode Central. Now, I don't know. Mine's going to be a little bit different because I have a Rode Central beta joint and you do not. So mine might be a little bit different. Like, for instance, India was messing with her Streamer X and she could put colorful buttons on the bottom. I cannot because my beta doesn't have it baked in yet. So similarly, you can go back into your audio setup, set these up however you want, build your channels how you want to build your channels. These are fully drag and drop, so you can drag things and do that there, do that there, do that there until it don't move, right? So if I want to put USB 2 main right there, it is already there, but, you can do things like that. Select your colors, the whole 9 yards. That's there. That's super gravy. You can see it reading my memory chip, so we know that's in there. If you click on this little cog wheel here, you can check for available updates. I am in there. I will put mine in beta mode as soon as possible. I will set my monitor out to, you guys see I have way too many things here. Set my monitor out to that. I have way too many devices, but that's just me. Go into my device configurations, my output. You can set the sensitivity for your various headphones here. I actually going to crank this down because my headphone one is a pair of high sensitivity headphones. And then so I don't want to make myself deaf. So I have, you can do that. If you have low sensitivity headphones, you can set that. That's going to really hurt your head. So don't do that. So, you know what I mean? So you can set this however your headphones be. Most people would just use the default and cook with Pam that way. But if for some reason you feel like you crank the headphone loud and you can't get enough gain, just come in here and adjust your headphones like such. Go down to your monitor. I have it set to auto mute output, which is good. You can set it to fixed level, but my speakers, I didn't even check my speakers. I'll check that in a second. So you can do that. Then now remember, if you do have an auto mute output though, sometimes your speakers will go off while you're doing weird things, and yeah, it can be a little bit disconcerting. So just pay attention to that. June is giving answers. You could connect 2 wireless goes merged into one using a cable and get 2 mics per channel. There you go. You heard the man. You know what I'm saying? No. Going to the routing, you can do custom routes, and we were showing this to Paul yesterday. Alec and I did a 3-way conversation, and never will I say that again. Alec, Paul, and I did a 3-way. But you can do some really cool stuff with custom routing. If you don't need to, don't mess around in here, because it can mess your whole situation up. If you are going to do custom routing, you are going to want a pen and a pad, and you want to sit down and you want to draw your output matrix and make sure you know what's going where and make deep note of it. Because then when something goes wrong during a show, you got to know how to get at it real quick, right? And not get frustrated. So in the beginning, there was house and Jack had the groove. No, in the beginning, don't touch none of this. Just, none of them receive the hero's welcome. Just leave this mess all the way alone, okay? Until you get in there. Now, I have custom routing on mine because I know what I'm doing. And I'm not saying that you can't do it. It's not hard, but you do want to make sure you write down what you're doing, because Paul did it, and then he got lost, and then he was like, bat flag, bat signal. Yes, it's basically aux sends. Come on, Sammy. Now you're telling him. And this is why, Sammy, you touch on something that I wish companies would do. Rode is trying to make this muggles accessible. I wish they forced the muggles to learn the proper terminology, because when they pick this up and go to something different, they're lost because they didn't have their handhold. I like it when it keeps the proper nomenclature through and through, and just understand people. Some stuff you gotta learn, some stuff you just can't just make up. You know what I mean? All right, now I always do my after fader listen. That's just up to you. I can't. Yeah, I'm not in the PFLs. There's a multi-track, right? I'm keeping this mess off, but if you do, you can set it for your USB, set it for your recording. For my recordings, I am going to do post fader level multi-track, okay? And what that is saying is if I'm recording a show and I have Sammy and June on, and I have Sammy's volume set, June's volume set, what's going to get recorded is going to be according to the way I set it. If I set it to pre-fader level and bypass processing, I will get naked raw audio on those recordings, which in a way is a good thing because that allows me to, F with it in Logic or Audition. So I can get the cleanest, most un-F'd with recordings if I leave it at pre-fader level for the recording and bypass the processing, right? So there's just some things you have to do more work in the back end, but it's a lot safer because you're raw recognize raw, right? It's just kind of sort of up to you. On the USB, again, you can have your multi-track on or off. For this particular situation, I'm going to leave multi-track off because what that means is what's coming out of the Rode is going to be one recording to this. And the reason why I'm going to leave it off is because Ecamm is going to do the ISOs. If I wasn't using Ecamm or using something else, I might switch this on, all right? So that's just me. Again. Okay. Now, in your processing, you can get a look at your master compiler. This is just basically the last mix bus and any type of effects that you want on the mix bus. And I'm cool with that right now. It sounds good. It's not over compressed. The threshold is dope. You can turn it off. You can turn it on to kind of sort of hear what you're hearing. I think all of this is fine. I don't really need to mess with that. Then again, we did display. We got automatic brightness, so it will adjust accordingly to what's popping in your room. What's popping? Anyway, I'll leave it like that. Actually turn my display down just a wee bit. That's just me. You can adjust the brightness range of your batons. And the reason why there's two is when you depress it, right? Like if you have it down like here, the buttons are very dim. Let me show you this in real time. Boom. So the buttons are very dim. And then now the buttons get brighter, right? But with a dim,
Bright when you turn it on.
you know what I mean? When I turn it on,
It's much brighter.
so it's just helping you see the delta in the buttons. I kind of like it roundabout like this, yeah? All right, we can call that a day. And then you can set everything to dim after a certain amount of time. So if you don't touch nothing, she go down. So you can adjust that. I'm going to leave mine at never. Again, on metering, we're going broadcast all day, every day, left it. Haptics, I kind of like the haptics on feedback. If you put it on always on, every time you touch something, you get a buzz. I don't like that. I like this one. If you hold something down, the haptic lets me know it switches into the secondary mode. That's just me. You set it how you want. And then you got your record button set. Press the pause or press the stop. I'm going to always have mine on press the pause, but that's just me. You do you. Boo. All right. We're going to go in here. Don't need MIDI control for this. And my firmware is up to dated. And then there is the wireless information. So that covers that. Customizing the smart pads will allow you to. This might kill my audio, so I can't do this. But let's just test. I want to see if it breaks the audio. 1, 2, 1, 2. Is it going into transfer mode? Hey, this time transfer mode didn't break the audio. In the olden days, transfer mode used to break the audio. So I can take here on page 3 and let me go and grab a sound from my library. Jam, Rockberry, Rockberry. What's poppin'? All right, so I'm gonna drag this I'm just picking the sound file up and I'm going to drop it and throw it onto the mixer. It's assigning it to the pad. So now when I'm going to say I want to toggle on off loop, right? You can do that. So when you hear, you have what's there. I can pick whatever color I want, like the whole 9 yards, but we're going to call that gravy. And then we're going to dip out of that. And then now we should be good to go. If I go to the third row of pads on here, boom, right? So I can do my edit here. So I go into edit mode and then, oh, hold on. You guys can't see that. 1 second. 1 second. So let me back out of here. So I have my pad here. All right. Now what I can do with this, hold it down, go to edit, and then in edit, I can say whether it's a toggle or not, whether it's a hold or not, you know, and then I'm going to go to replay, right? So now I got the loop off, and then if for some reason I needed to adjust that fade in, fade out type of situation, I can do that. I can do that, and I can even trim this bad boy. You know what I mean? So if you needed to trim it, you could trim it. So let's come here. That was dumb. That's recording one. I don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and back out of here. Hit it again. Hit edit. That's good. I do want it to continue. And then we're good. So now, see? So that's continuing, right? If you come in here and you switch this to replay, right? So that's how you do that. And then your options are replay or continue. You got loop off. And then you have one shot does it like this. I like one shots. It really depends on what you're doing, but you could do that. So you could also come in here and then hit a new pad and then say we want to do a sound, hit record. You are listening to the sounds of Let's Get Live, hosted by your man, Doc Rock. All right, so it's going to overwrite that. Ooh, I just messed it up. You ding dong. All right, do it again. You're watching Let's Get Live, hosted by your man's Doc Rock. All right, so now you see what I mean? So now we can come in here and peel this in because the beginning is off. My fingers are hella fat. And then that's going to be your sound. Right? You're watching Let's Get Live, hosted by your man's Doc Rock. You're watching. Now we're going to change this to one shot so that you can get cute with it. You're watching Let's Get Live, hosted by your man's Doc Rock. Okay, there you go. So now you see that you can even make your own custom sounds in the building. I would totally not do that with the Rodecaster Pro. I would open up like Logic or something and throw in all of the right effects and yeah. Yes. It's not whether it's 2-inch multi-tracks or whatever. Paul, shut up. I believe you could, Sammy. I believe you could. you would just come out maybe like using the speaker out, but you can. I think you can set the speaker out to line level, or you could use one of the headphones out and then bring it back in with the channel 2, maybe. Yeah, good question. That's it, folks. I think we kind of did it. Mabuhay, and welcome to Let's Get Live. Como estás? There we go. That's the best I got. All right, look, let's try this again. Let's see if this works. Why are you stupid, Sammy? Why are you stupid? There you go. Just wanted to be a reminder. Listen, gang. All right, let me go ahead and put this back over here, because those of us, I'm finished the road demo for now. We'll play more as more things come out. Some of these stuff I'm not going to figure out until we get it into real time. But hey, right now I'm pretty impressed. And I'll give you my final thoughts on this bad boy. Listen, if you already have a Rodecaster Pro 2, you do not need this. If you would like to simplify this, you simplify what you're doing, it's worth a look. Okay? It's absolutely worth a look. I think, yeah, I would say it's worth a look. And boom. Did you get it? Let me know if you didn't get it, because it's actually super simple. I've been doing it in the Ecamm this whole way through. I don't know. Or let me know, did you have the regular in RCP2? Because if you did, you can just load your old show and everything is how you had it, which is kind of impressive, I must say. Let me just check on what Rich said. It should be there because... Oh, there you go. Paul did add it. All right, cool. You might just have to refresh. I'm curious. I was going to check, but Paul said he did it. Yes. Anyway, I think it's worth it. I think it's yes, if you have a Rodecaster Pro 2, no, you don't need a Duo. It's the same. You might want to simplify what you have going on. And if that's the case, that might be worth it, because by simplifying it, maybe it just, frees up some space on your desktop. Maybe it just gives you a different sense of freedom or something. Like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. You don't really need it, but boom. Safari does not do virtual cam very well because of its security, and that's what makes Safari amazing, is its security. So yes, we highly recommend using the Chrome browser for people that are coming in on interviews, and I highly recommend you use Safari for everything except for things where you need to use that kind of stuff where your security might be broken. So yeah, Rich, it's down there. Anyway, I appreciate that part. Let's do a couple more things. This is primarily going to be for those who set up a fourth wall shop. I just wanted to show you some stuff I figured out yesterday. I did put this in the members only stream, but this was actually pretty cool. So if you come over here to your products, and then last week, right, I couldn't figure out how to set the default image, but it's super simple. Why you say mute, June? Never mind. Okay. Man, stop messing with me. So if you here and you wanted the orange one to be pop in, right, all you do is grab the nugget and move it over to here and then say save. And then the orange one will be the master image. So in theory, if I go back to here, maybe Paul actually selected purple. So I think Paul selected red in this particular case. So if I scroll down here, no, when you set this down in the bottom, it's actually selected, right? But if I go to my actual shop, let's go here and go to docmerch.com. You see the orange one became the default image, right? So if I go back here, put the purple in back, and I even rearranged the order. So I put the bright colors in the front, the muted colors in the back, and then hit save. It basically, if I come back to my merch, that's James Hicks. If I come back to here, refresh it, the purple in will be back on the top. So, hey, why are you being goofy? Did I press save? Look, you can even rearrange the shirt order. There you go. I think it's just cached right now, but yeah, if you come out of there and you cache it back, your purple one should be your master image. It does update. It might take a couple seconds, but I have found out that messing with that totally works. Okay, so that part was kind of cool. I was not able to get the 15 ounce image to be first here, and that's because it does do that in order. So the only way I can get that to happen would be to go in here and 86 that. Hey, somebody bought a shirt and somebody bought another shirt and somebody bought some more shirts. Hey, let's go investigate. I'll do this in the Discord, but I just want to show you just so you can see. I will have in my phone some fourth wall type there'll be fourth wall thing, and then when I hit the boom review, the order will come up, and then I can hit and do a thank you post. So you can just look in here and you can see I did a thank you video for Jimmy. So there you go. When people purchase things, you get a thank you opportunity, and then you can go back in and do that. And so, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, Paul. People will figure out that it has color, but yeah, I see Paul did go in and change it to purple on the bottom shelf down here. But yeah, it can be whatever. I think most people will figure out. The other thing that's cool is if you come into YouTube and you press on shop now, you get to actually see the whole shop. That's weird. It doesn't show everything else. Let me see what happens when you go to the channel. You go to the channel and then you hit on the store. Then you can see everything else. So it's the featured items. There you go. It's cool. It's cool. Like, I don't think the thing is here, there's no conversation that says if you go to the actual store, you get more features. So there's that. Anyway, let's do something I wanted to do. And I'm going to cheat and do this in Canva. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? Let's do this just as a YouTube thumbnail. And click this. Select the base color. Click on text. And add the heading and do this. Go like that. And pop this in the top. And then it's going to take me like forever to really do this, but I can do a couple that's in my head. Oh, you know what? That's a good question. Should I just make it one long thing, or should I do them as individuals? And then lastly, should I do them as make a spreadsheet and have the spreadsheet populate, because it's going to change. And so every time I'd have to come and edit the image. So I should probably do it using the data feature. So you can come in here and you can go to like a data set and bring in things, automatic through a data set. I think that's what I end up doing. I think I'll export the two lists from Discord and from YouTube, and I'll create a data set, and then I'll build it in here. But I'll save that for a members only stream, because yeah. So in Canva, you can actually bring in a data set from a spreadsheet, and so what that would mean, Sammy, is that I could pull the list from people who membered up in YouTube. I can pull the list from people that membered up in Discord, and I can put that into a standard form. Yes, this is correct. Kevin's correct. Even if I did it in Final Cut or anything else, I still would have to happen. However, hold on, Kevin, hold on. This is even more interesting. I could make it a web page that populates from the two data sets, and it's just a web widget. Oh my God. And the crowd went wild. Vroom. So, spreadsheet would be dope, but to Kevin's point, even in Canva, I'd have to keep constantly coming in and updating that. However, if I made it a widget that's just reading these two data sets, every time I update the spreadsheet, it'll automatically be updated. Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. Hold up, wait, hold on, watch this. Haha, you guys just made me think of something altogether dope. Overlays and then you come over here to gallery, all the way down on the bottom, manual data set. Ha. So I could take this ticker, let's see. Cash rules everything around me. Can't get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. I grew up on the north side, straight out of... Sorry. That's how I think. Me not need you that way. So these are the ticker messages, but not that kind of data set. Okay, I'm going to have to do this. Basically, all you would need to do in the nutshell is pull down this URL, come over here and hit function 12. Looking at this URL, actually, you'd want to see the real page. Let me copy this URL and then paste it here. All right. So looking at this URL here, you will see on the bottom that in the text section, it's pulling the data from in here, right? These are the different sources. You would just switch these. So instead of reading it source from the text files that it's looking for here, you could set it up to read it from a spreadsheet. And if you got stuck, chat could help you. Like chat could really pull all of this out. And everything lives inside this div here, I believe. If you go here, inspect, here's the actual div where that it lives in. And so you could just take apart this and sort of see where it's pulling that source from and turn that into your new source, and you would be gravy. I have ideas. In the meantime and in between time, you do your thing and I do mine. Let me just give you a quick reminder to join the Discord. We're going to pop in there real quick for a little bit of after party. And then, as a matter of fact, y'all can pop in there now because I would like to see if I have this Rodecaster Pro properly set up in order to do that. It looks like Keels is actually hanging in there. So we're going to see if we have it properly set up to do what I think we fitting to do. So yeah, just pop over in there. And then now that you did that, I also want to give you another quick reminder to go and buy some merch. So boom, there's that. It's in there. So we're going to go ahead and end the old stream. But I'm curious if anybody, Paul, pop in the Discord real quick just so I can check to see if I have it routed properly. I think he turned in properly. That is cool. I hear nothing. Oh, I have it muted. That's why. There you go. Say something, country. Nope. I know why. Because I have this set wrong. I want the output device to Duo Chat. And then I want the input device to Duo Chat. And then now you get, all right, that doesn't work. Don't do that. Let me mute that. So yes, that did cause it. All right, I'll figure this out. Anyway, it's going to take me a second, but I'll get it figured out. Boom. What is doing? What's cracker lacking? Yes, don't forget to make the like button solid. And we're going to pop over into the Discord to finish up the old after party. And again, don't forget, if you haven't been to the Discord yet, just click the link up there in the top and then your gravy. And the rest of y'all, kin folks, we'll see y'all next week. Peace out.
City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine.